This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission broadcasting from Ankara in the 49-meter band between 1830 and 1930 UTC on 5945 kHz to Europe, between 2030 and 2130 UTC in the 31-meter band on 9875 kHz to South Asia and Australia, between 2200 and 2300 UTC in the 31-meter band and on 9830 kHz to Europe, Eastern USA and Canada, and in the 25-meter band on 11660 kHz between 1630 and 1730 UTC to Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. The Voice of Turkey is also beamed between 0300 and 0400 UTC in the 41-meter band and on 7275 kHz to Europe, the USA, Eastern Canada and Cuba, between 0300 and 0400 UTC in the 49-meter band on 6165 kHz to Iraq, Syria, Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Please note that transmissions broadcast between 2200 and 2300 UTC and between 0300 and 0400 UTC have been pre-recorded. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr.
And now, TRT Voice of Turkey presents news in English. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey on Tuesday lashed out against Greece over the harassment of Turkish fighter jets conducting reconnaissance missions over the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean, calling it a hostile act. President Erdogan said Greece has challenged NATO and its allies by increasing its hostile attitude, which started with harassing our airspace and aircrafts and escalated by locking down its air defense systems on Turkish jets carrying out NATO reconnaissance mission. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan delivered a speech ahead of a celebration concert for the centenary of Turkey's Victory Day at the presidential complex in Ankara, in which he recalled that the centennial anniversary of the Great Offensive was celebrated on Victory Day, the last stage of the struggle against enemy soldiers, including Greeks, and added, Greece can neither match up to us nor become an interlocutor for us, particularly economically or militarily. Just as a century ago, we know the real intentions of those who are trying to use Greece to waste our country's time and energy. Citing Greece's latest actions, President Erdogan said, we are curious about the U.S. response to Greek air defense systems harassment of Turkish jets. Greece has challenged NATO and its allies by increasing its hostile attitude, which began with harassing Turkey's airspace and aircrafts to the level of S-300 radar locks. By serving Greece the F-35s it has denied us with. The US has, with its own hands, opened the way for those jets to be in the same bed with Russian air defense systems. They weren't giving us the F-35s. They were reacting to the defense systems we got from Russia. We don't care. We have the ability to produce every product that is denied from us, President Erdogan said. Meanwhile, Turkey is preparing to send radar records of Greek harassment to Turkish jets flying missions in the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean with the Russian-made S-300 air defense system to the NATO Secretariat and the defense ministries of the alliance member countries. The F-16s of the Air Force Command, which made mission flights in the international airspace in the Mediterranean, were harassed by the S-300 stationed on the island of Crete on August 23. The target tracking and missile guidance radar of the S-300 system has been locked to the F-16, which is on a mission flight at an altitude of 10,000 feet west of Rhodos Island with a ground-to-air missile. Greek military officials, on the other hand, choose to deny the behavior, which is described as hostile act in the NATO rules of engagement. The Ministry of National Defense acted upon the denial of the Greek authorities. Turkey is taking the radar records of the Turkish jets to NATO after the Greek authorities denied any harassment of Turkish jets in the international airspace above the waters of the Aegean. Speaking on the occasion, Turkish Minister of National Defense Hulusi Akar said, "What our neighbor, who is constantly trying to increase the tension, has done needs to be seen, understood and explained. Such overt spoiledness and recklessness are unacceptable." Greece, which was complaining to Western countries about how Turkey, as a NATO member country, acquired S-400 air defense systems from Russia and how it was harassing Greek aircraft in the Aegean, had recently had its air defense missiles locked on Turkish F-16 jets flying in international airspace. What's more, it did this harassment using Russian-made S-300 air defense systems. Upon protests from the Turkish side, Greeks had resorted to full denial. Turkish authorities are now taking proof in the form of flight and radar records to NATO and especially to NATO headquarters. Russia on Wednesday temporarily halted gas deliveries to Europe via the Nord Stream pipeline for maintenance work. No gas flow would be available on the pipeline that runs under the Baltic Sea to Germany until September the 3rd, Russian state energy giant Gazprom said. On fears that Russia will not resume gas deliveries to Europe even after the maintenance work is over, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov on Tuesday said that apart from problems arising due to Western sanctions, nothing hinders deliveries to Europe. European countries, the United Kingdom, Canada and the US have imposed sanctions against Russia which do not allow for normal maintenance and repair work and also do not allow for the legal return of the necessary components and assemblies to their places of operation, he added. In its press release on July 27, Gazprom said it would reduce the daily natural gas delivery capacity to Europe via the Nord Stream pipeline to 20%. In the meantime, Russian gas giant Gazprom has announced that it will suspend natural gas supplies to France starting from tomorrow due to French authorities' failure to make payment for July. Gazprom said in its statement, in accordance with the decree of the President of the Russian Federation, numbered 172 and dated March 31, 2022, on the special procedure for the fulfillment of the obligations of foreign buyers to Russian suppliers of natural gas, further supply of natural gas to a foreign buyer is prohibited if the buyer has not made the payment in full within the payment period specified in the contract. Vice President of France natural gas supplier NG Group, Claire Voisin, said on social media on August 29 that the company has significantly minimized its dependence on Russian natural gas by diversifying its gas supply sources since the beginning of the energy crisis. Voisin also underlined that natural gas stocks in France are more than 90%. Meanwhile, European Union Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the electricity market in Europe is not functioning properly because of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Ursula von der Leyen delivered a speech on the final day of the Baltic Sea Energy Security Summit in Denmark, in which she assessed the latest developments in the European energy market. The real impetus behind the rising electricity prices is gas, and especially Russian gas, which is manipulated by Putin. Von der Leyen said, adding that Putin was using natural gas as a weapon. She also said that they have developed an emergency tool for the functioning of the electricity market and have started to work on the long-term structural reform of the electricity market. The electricity market is no longer a functioning market because there is an actor like Putin who is systematically trying to destroy and manipulate it, von der Leyen said, noting that they are acting against this situation. Electricity and natural gas prices in European countries have recently peaked at a historic high.